You think you know the Roman Empire? Bloodthirsty gladiators, corrupt emperors, and endless war? But what if most of that is completely wrong? This isn't just ancient history. It's a story of lies, legends, and wild exaggerations passed down for centuries. Today we're diving into the truth behind Rome's biggest myths, from mad emperors to secret Christian wars. And by the end, you'll never look at the Colosseum the same way again. Most people believe the Roman Empire fell because of barbarian invasions, right? But historians now say that's only half the story. The real reason Rome collapsed might surprise you, and it has nothing to do with swords or shields. We'll get there soon. First, let's bust one of the wildest Roman myths ever told. That Nero fiddled while Rome burned. Spoiler, he wasn't even in the city when it happened. Let's talk about Caligula, the so-called mad emperor. You've heard the stories. He made his horse a senator, slept with his sisters, and declared himself a god. But according to recent historical analysis, a lot of this was exaggerated or completely fabricated by political enemies who wanted him dead. Think about it. Would the Senate really allow a guy who fed people to wild beasts just for fun to stay in power for 4 years? Caligula may have been more strategic tyrant than insane clown. Imagine living in Rome during the reign of Emperor Commodus. You wake up, go to work, try to survive another day under imperial rule. Now imagine your leader thinks he's Hercules reincarnated, walks around in leopard skins, and fights gladiators for fun. Sounds like a movie, right? That's the myth Hollywood loves. But the truth is darker. Commodus didn't fight gladiators. He staged fake battles where no one dared hurt the emperor. It wasn't bravery, it was fear. You might be thinking, okay, but how did these myths even start? Great question. And the answer lies in how history gets written. In Rome, the winners wrote the stories, and they had every reason to paint their predecessors as monsters. Many of these myths were created to justify regime changes, assassinations, or military coups. But here's something even more shocking. There's a myth that could still be hiding in plain sight today. You probably think Christianity was illegal in Rome until Constantine legalized it, right? But new research shows that Christians weren't systematically persecuted, not like the movies show. Yes, some emperors cracked down, but only when Christians openly defied Roman law. Most of the time, they lived quietly among pagans. Sound of chanting monks, image of early Christian catacombs. And get this, the famous feeding Christians to lions thing. Historians say it was extremely rare. Most executions were done quietly, not publicly. Let us revisit the fall of Rome, because now we're ready to reveal the real reason the empire collapsed. It wasn't barbarians. It wasn't inflation. It was identity crisis. Rome absorbed so many cultures, languages, and religions that it lost its own sense of unity. When pressure came from outside, there was no core to hold it together. Sound familiar? Maybe we're watching history repeat itself just with smartphones and TikTok. Let's recap the myths we busted today. Nero didn't fiddle while Rome burned. Caligula was more strategic than insane. Commodus didn't fight gladiators. He played king of the jungle. Christians weren't widely persecuted, at least not the way Hollywood says. And Rome didn't fall because of barbarians. It fell because it forgot who it was. Every single one of these stories was twisted over time. That doesn't mean they're boring. The truth is often more fascinating than the myth. So next time you hear a wild story about the Roman Empire, ask yourself, is that actually true, or just someone's version of the truth? And subscribe now and drop a comment. What Roman myths surprised you the most? Because next time, we reveal how one man almost saved the Roman Empire and why no one remembers his name. See you in the Colosseum.